any employee, if you go and start adding people manually, there are a lot of information that system will ask. Position management is
Right.
one of them. So I
Right.
want you, or what I generally do, I complete almost everything related to job and position, so that when you go and hire them, you don't have any confusion. Where does this position come from? If I have to
Right.
change the position, where can I do that? So let me complete that. After that, I will ask you to hire an employee. I'll show you how to do that. And then at
Right.
that same time, when you hire somebody, you can go and check all the history and everything. You can change it. This will come there.
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
we will do that. So let me complete. I'm not saying you can't ask anything. Of course, you're more than welcome. It's just that for that practical view or practical purpose, I would request just wait till we finish our, we come to this position management. Okay,
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah.
cool. So yesterday we did talk. Oh, sorry. Any other questions before I move?
No.
Okay. So since we did our static group, which I am sure you are quite aware of now, we will talk about the dynamic group, and the same time we will talk about the permission row today. We'll complete that. Why we need this dynamic group? You can ask me, we already have it. I can go and create groups in bulk. Why do I need this dynamic one then? And why when you start working on this, you will see always, almost always, you will use this dynamic group. Why so? Because if you remember, when we were creating our static group, we were creating it based on the user ID or assignment ID. Now let's say I have to complete 100 people, create a group for 100 people. I need 100 user IDs, correct? First, that's a task. Go and check their details. You add them.
Definitely.
Now let's say for an example, I added them, and tomorrow that person got promoted or got moved to another function or business unit or department. Unless I delete that person from that group, he will still be there, and that is a risk. Let's say you are in HR right now. Tomorrow you start working for the admins, for an example. Admin should not have access to everyone's detail, but now you are in admin, and you were in HR group earlier. You will have access, still have access, because I haven't deleted you from that group. So that's a manual task again for me. I need to keep an eye that when somebody is moving to another one, another department, another role, or when somebody is resigning, last date. Let's say we have 10 new joiners, which group they should be added to. That's a task for me, every day's task. And if I forget something, that could be a compliance issue, audit issue, isn't it? What is the purpose of this system then? So for that, what we have this dynamic group where you can't create groups in bulk, but what you can do, you can customize your groups. Like I said, I want to create a group only for HR people, HR department. Now you go and create one group in HR department, from HR department, system will automatically pick everyone from HR department. You don't have to choose them. Wherever it is written that employees from HR department, in my employee detail it says my department is HR, automatically I will be a member of that group. The moment I move to another role, I resign, my group will automatically, I will exit that group automatically and will be added to another group automatically. You don't have to look at it. Easier? Yes? No?
Oh, yes, and
That's why we have dynamic group. There we only had assignment ID or user ID. Here you have your own customized categories,
is my
also
voice audible
system.
to you?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yesterday, I'm not sure. Is it? Okay. Let's say we say we want to create a group of FC or HR. Okay. I gave it a random name. Now, of course, the user type will be employee because you're not creating for external onboarding user. That is generally for onboarding. So you go to employee. Now here you will see it says choose group member. Now it's asking who should be your group member. So I go and click on the people pool. What is people pool? A place you can say where every person is available, or a pool of people available. So you are
Yes.
picking those people from this pool through these categories. Based on what category you want to choose your group members. So you can see there are a lot of options under it. Okay. Now you said I want to create a group based on the department. So I choose department. Now your question, I think Arti you asked it, right? That if we have the HR,
Yes.
correct? So I said I want to create a group for HR department. You said right. I might have different departments in HR itself. Okay.
Yes.
So you will go and pick all those departments that you have created, because any of course you will be creating those department in the system. In HR itself, you will create different departments like office BR, CN, China, France, and everything. Everything is separate because you have created this department. The system will automatically give you access that which department do you want to choose. So you said I want to choose either all of them, or I want to choose few of them, or maybe one of them. If I choose only this, people from this department only will be a member of this group. If I choose all of them, people from all these departments will be a member of this group. So to answer your query, whichever department you want to add or create a group for, you need to pick those departments from here. Got it?
Yes.
Now I said done. Why? Because let's say I want to add everyone. I clicked on done and I'll go and click on this active member from this. So I have 55 people from all these groups. So total 55 people are there. If you click on that, it will show you the name, but it's not required. So you can check from this department. You said Sanjay, okay, department is okay. What about other things? Of course, you can go and pick your category based on your requirement. You want to add people, create a group based on the city. You choose city. From which city? So you said, let me show which all cities do we have. So you pick your city from which you want to create a group. You said Beijing. Click update. There are 58 members, but now they are not dependent on the departments because department is not a category for us right now. Am I making sense? Whichever category you will choose, based on that only you will get your group members. Make sense? No? Under this department, there could be different people. The job title could be different. Their cities could be different. Correct? So for
Yes.
that, what you have
Right.
to do, you will have to change your category. The way that you said, the example that you said, that let's say we have HR department and we have in that HR department, we have a different set of people who are working for payroll. So that means there is a bifurcation or there is a unique ID that says this person is from payroll. Maybe their job title, correct? I can be from HR department, but my job title can be
Right.
HR manager, HRBP. So there you will not go with the department because under that department also you want to categorize based on their job title, right?
Right.
Am I making sense? So I go to that, I will choose my category like that. I will say, okay, I don't want to use it. Maybe I will go to job information cost center, company, business unit, department, or job information, job classification. Yeah, you just go to the job classification and search for that job classification, whatever you have, let's say manager or something. Hiring manager in under HR, you can find an HR manager, right? Now, whoever is a member of this job classification or code, whoever is holding this code will be added to your group. So now everything depends on the category that you choose. Now you have to apply your brain and you have to understand which category do you want to choose. Make sense? Of course, if you choose department, everyone from that department will come into the picture because their employee data says that person is from this particular department.
Clear, sir.
Yes? No?
Sanjay,
Aarti,
yeah,
clear? Go ahead.
in people pool, so say for example, we are choosing the department.
Hmm?
In that, we are adding all the HR department in it.
Okay.
Or else we can choose, as you said, we can choose if say for example in department we have if I enter in search and select HR, we have a lot of categories listed in the name. So if what if I don't have the categorized or the these many items in HR department, so how I can filter in other way?
No, so you will have to provide some identity. Otherwise, how would system know that? If you say, I randomly thought of adding, let's say, your employee data says that you are from this one of these departments.
But maybe all companies don't bifurcate HR department into all these subsections. They only have HR department, and now they have to
Okay.
give access the time
Mhm.
administrator and the payroll administrator. Then how we can,
Sure.
how we
Sure.
can do that?
Yeah, the same
Okay.
question, Sanjay. How will we get into the second level of filtering if we
Sure.
have
Sanjay,
only one option as a
Sanjay,
department in it?
in this case, I believe we can go for the static one, right? If we are very
No,
particular.
we don't have to. Don't have to. I'll
Okay.
tell you why. When you're saying that I don't have any bifurcation, I only have one department called HR, and there I have defined their role based on their skills or whatever.
Yeah,
Still,
like
you will
HR
say,
manager, HR admin,
yeah, anything,
HR
anything,
associate, so
anything.
something like that. So all
So,
they come under department of HR. So I have an
correct,
overview, over level of definition on that. So the
correct, got
second
it.
level of
No, you got it, got it. So, what I'm saying, when you're saying I have HR department, and under that HR department, we have HR manager, HR BP, HR executive, all of them defined, right? That's what he's
Yes,
saying, right? Now,
yes,
what is HR manager? What is HR manager or HR BP?
the employee
HR
data.
manager.
So, Sanjay, as you
HR
said, as per
manager
the
will have the
designation,
role of, yeah.
No, I'm
Sanjay,
asking if I say, let's say, Aarti, you are HR BP of XYZ company, okay? What is
Mhm.
HR manager for you?
That is
Your
the
job
role of
title?
Aarti.
The
Job
job role.
title.
Role of job role?
Job, job role, yes.
Tab role, or you can say job title. That's your
Yeah,
job title, isn't it? So now what
yes.
you know that I want to create a group wherein I want Aarti to be a part of it. And what I know about Aarti, her job title.
Yeah,
So I
then
will change the category. Correct. I will
category
change
will
the
be job
category.
title. Okay.
Correct. Let's say I don't know anything, but at least I know your name. I know your user ID. So it's not like we only have user ID in static. You will have everything here. I can add you through your state, team view, team zone, title, see your title, user or username also. If I don't know
Uh,
anything about you, I can go and use your username or user ID.
yeah, precisely. It should be user ID, Sanjay, what I understood, because maybe in one department we can have two HR manager, right? If the HR department is big and because we are not going to define 10 times HR manager, we will define only one HR manager and we will assign same role to everyone. Is it?
So this
Or
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we
that's
are
right. That's
high,
right. What you are
mentioned in
saying is
the
very correct. Sorry.
yes, Sanjay. This information will be entered in the employee information saying that this particular person has is a manager in this particular department. So something like that. So he or she have a multiple data that we can filter it out.
Correct.
basically
Okay.
we have to choose the unique data which is assigned only which is assigned uniquely to one employee, right?
Correct.
Because
That's what I'm
user
saying.
ID,
Yes.
there will not be one user ID assigned to two employees.
Yes.
So
Why do
unique
you
data we
want
have
to
to
do
choose.
this? Yeah, why do you want to do this manually? Now, let's say I added 10 people through user ID. What is the difference from static and dynamic then? You have to come individually every time when somebody leave and remove them, isn't it? Why I'm using data on a higher level like department, division, or job title? Because even if you leave this organization, you leave that role, you will automatically removed from this group. I don't have to do anything. Now you join, let's say, marketing group tomorrow, marketing department. So there would be a group for the marketing department. Automatically, you will be added to that group. That is the reason why we have dynamic group. Now, what you're saying, that's what I wanted to say. It doesn't matter how deep you want to go in this hierarchy. There will be some unique ID for everyone, isn't it?
Sanjay, one query is like as
Yes.
in case active, we can segregate by name, right? If there are some two, like HR manager designation, there are two people. We can segregate by the name because there will be a difference in the name, like surname will not be the same or something like that. So such cases we can segregate by the name as
Sorry, I lost the last part. What did you say?
well. So I'm telling like in case what Aarti has asked, the same query, she told like if HR manager there are two people. Okay. So
Hmm.
you'll be giving all these adding. You have to add only one person for the other group using this dynamic group as well. So we can
Yeah.
segregate by the name and we can add them if there are two people in the
Yes.
same department.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Anything unique
Yeah.
that you find, you can add. And why you getting confused? I understand that. What I said that okay, you can go and use this department. Now you can say if I have to further drill down and add more people, of course you can. So let's say I said all these group members. And now you said, okay, after this group member or this department, I need to add more people in this group. So you will have this add another people pool. Let's say you wanted to add all these HR department at once, but there are, let's say, two, three handful people who are not a part of this group or this department. So what you can do, you will say add another people pool, and from here you can add them individually. I said I want to add, let's say, Steve, somebody called Steve will be added here. And if you refresh, see 56. Why? Because 55 were there and one person 56. Just like that, you can keep on adding as many people pool as you want, and you can keep on adding as many groups categories as you want. So it's up to you how you want to drill it down.
Sanjay, I have a question, Sanjay.
Yeah.
So in department, I'm choosing HR. HR has no
Okay.
lot of uh, categories in it. So in that category, I have to choose only the managers alone. So how would I filter those two levels? First is HR, and then
Mhm.
HR has a lot of departments in it. I mean, a lot of job roles in it, and then in that particular role, I have to choose only the manager category. So how can I
Mhm.
choose that?
So you have to create two different groups, one with HR manager group name and one with another HR group. Then of course you have to create two different groups. You can't add two different entities. Entities, when I say that means two different people in one group who should have two different roles. I said I have HR admin, I have HR manager as well. Manager should be able to terminate somebody, the admin should not. If you add that admin in the HR manager's role, of course he will get access to terminate someone, right? So in those case, of course, you have to create two different groups. As long as the roles define same access, you can add those people based on different categories. These categories you can define anytime.
So you're saying, my understanding is we need to define or give a proper category in the very beginning stage itself.
Of course, of course. That's why we do all the requirement gathering and everything, which I showed you earlier with the project part. Everything should be minutely addressed and kept, based on the agreement. Then only you create it. Otherwise, it's
Yeah,
very easy.
I should have given like in the very beginning stages of who as a name of or any group name like HR manager. So all
Yeah,
the managers in the HR department, whomever, like it could be in the payroll or it could be hiring department, all this stuff. So that all managers comes under the group name of HR manager. That's what I'm saying,
correct.
right? Okay.
Yes, yes. Done, everyone? Am I making sense? So there are two things you can say. One is through people pool and one is with this category itself. So it works like or. So if you have worked, I mean, on any particular coding or something, or means you pick one of them. Or if I say this new people pool, it works like and because it will count both of it. If I say or, it will say you pick one of them. So I said city and I move, check some city. I say somebody from Beijing. If I say done and then I refresh, you will see only 9 people. Why? Because out of this group, only from Beijing, there are only 9 people. And this one, 8 people, and this one, because this is another. So this is how you add people or choose group members. Am I clear?
Sanjay, this city is a further classification of the department for this city,
Yeah,
right?
this is what I said. I gave you another condition that I want people from HR department, but they
From
should be
Beijing
from
city.
base.
Okay.
Yeah? And from this, it says, okay, I need this and also this. And you're only one of them, either from Beijing or this group. Am I clear? Any confusion with anyone?
Yes. No. Yes.
Because I'm going to ask you some question after this.
Sanjay, when we are creating in the static group, say for an example, we created a static group, 5 employees, one person left. So his name will automatically not get deleted like in the dynamic group, is it?
No, I didn't get you. Sorry.
When we created a permission group as a static, not
Mhm,
dynamic,
mhm,
and the person say leaves the company,
mhm.
after that his name will remain in that group or it will automatically get deleted like
It
dynamic?
will remain in static. There will be a, that's the problem. Unless you go
Okay,
and delete. Of course, see, if I terminate you, your account will be inactive, right? So
right.
automatically you won't be able to access it. But then let's say for an example, you go to another group, another role. Unless I delete you from that group, you will still be a part of that group. So I have to do it manually. Here,
But
that's not
here
the case. The moment you leave HR department, this department, and move to, let's say, marketing, automatically, because system doesn't understand you now. It's only looking for the department. That's why. Did you see? I didn't add anyone. I just said to the system that, okay, please pick everyone from this department. The system went to the data and it says, okay, 55 people are from this department. It doesn't matter who. The moment somebody leaves this group, automatically the number will get shorted.
okay, so this
How,
is not
Sanjay? Is
same
there any condition
in
for
the
that?
static group.
That's what dynamic, not in static.
How that works,
Okay,
Sanjay, in dynamic group? So what is the condition that we have to give? Say, for example, the person leaves the company, how the data will be deleted? Is that one deleted from the dynamic group or entire data history?
From data, from dynamic group. I'm talking about group only right now. You are a member
Only
of
dynamic.
HR department. Yes, you are
But
a member of HR department.
still the data remains inactive in somewhere, right?
Of course, I mean, if you keep everyone's data, it's not like if you leave the organization, they will delete everything. They'll just make you inactive, right? That's why when after 5 years, 7 years also you send your detail that I want some data, they give you because they have the data in backend.
Okay, where this condition will be applied or created? Right?
What condition?
Backend, like when I leave a company, the data, I mean the group which I'm in currently as a department, that will be deleted from the dynamic group.
There isn't any condition. I'm just saying to the system that please pick people only from this uh, department. Okay. Let's say you are or from one of the department called HR business office. Now tomorrow you move to marketing department. Okay. Now your employee, how it shows, because your employee detail says you are from HR department. That's why it is picking you as one of the member. Now your employment detail says you are from marketing department. Of course, it skips you now. It only takes those people whose employee details says he is from a particular department. Otherwise, how would system know that you are from a particular department? Yeah, that is through your data.
So Sanjay, someone has to remove from the existing department that name, right? So who
Of
will be
course,
updating that?
HR admins mostly. They only move
Okay.
you from one department to another, right? So this department
Mm-hmm.
says facility and maintenance. So if I create a group for facility and maintenance, automatically
Mm-hmm.
Steve will be a part of it. The moment I move Steve from this department to another, he will get removed from that group.
Yeah, I understand this,
Okay.
Sanjay. So my another question: when if I'm not moving from one department to another department, I'm leaving the company, but still my department remains the same.
Mhm.
So in from dynamic group, how the system will identify this person leaves the left the company. From the dynamic group, that
Mhm.
data has to be removed.
No, in that case, of course, your data will be there, but your ID is inactive, so nobody will be able to use it. That will be inactive. So when I'm creating your data, of course, only active people will be a member of that group. Automatically inactive people will no longer be available anywhere.
So inactive information, that is a key that is removed from the dynamic group, right?
That you have to do. Yes, yes, yes.
To my understanding. So whomever
Yeah.
is inactive in the list, that is not added as if you choose a department.
Now, of course, so
We
even
don't
if
have
you're
to.
there, mhm, even if
I'm
you're
sorry,
there,
Sanjay.
your ID is inactive now. Nobody can use it. So of course, those people who leave the organization, you have to do it manually. If if only you have created it through user ID or something. Otherwise, automatically system will remove you the moment I change your data from here.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you're taking department wise, we don't have to remove the department. If you're taking it user ID wise, then only we need to do the deletion of that user ID, right?
Yes, of course.
Because if we'll remove the
Even if it's
department,
there,
it will uh,
mhm,
then it will remove everyone.
correct. So that's why even if you're using user ID, of course you'll be a part of it unless I delete you from there. But from user ID, what happens? Because you are not no longer a part of it, nobody can use your ID because you are inactive. You getting me?
Yes.
That's why we don't
Yeah.
remove it. But from department, automatically you will get removed. And as rightly said by you, you can't remove the entire department for one person. Isn't it?
Yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
Now, tell me one thing. I have, let's say, 56 people, 57 people. Now, just refining your question, you said I have different other categories, subcategories that I want to define it from. But I said, let's keep this category only. But out of this, you said out of this 55, randomly I say, okay, every HR department, but somebody coming from London, a city. Now it's a task for me to go and check for all these 55. I can still check for 55. Let's say I have a group for 500 people and somebody says, okay, 500 will be there, but people coming from London or Beijing should not be a part of this group. Everybody except, like, I can be an HR VP, but I should not have access to data from US. I can only have access to data from India. So how do you bifurcate that? How do you exclude me from this? I am just one member out of these 500. So it's a task for you. Either you will go run a report, you will check my detail, and you will go and check it. Of course, the very first thing you will need to do, click on this to check my data. But here, everything is based on the department. You don't see my name. You can't figure out which department I'm a part of. Or even if you do, you can't delete the entire department because there are other people as well, right? So let's say if I have to do that, then what you will do? Then we have another option just down to it. Exclude these people from this group. I add a lot of people here, but let's say I want to exclude few people dynamically from this. I will click on this, pick a category, and I'll choose my category again. I said everybody from HR department, but people coming from Beijing should not be a part of it. Automatically few people will be, whoever's detail says he is from city Beijing will be removed from this.
How much is it going to come out? My teeth is going to come out into the tool.
Okay, getting me?
Yeah, got it. Sanjay.
You want to remove people individually, you can click on other people who will go to user ID, and if you know their name, you can add their name. You can remove them from based on their religion, risk of loss, whatever data they have, job level, position, anything. And I click on done. I have my department, oh sorry, group, dynamic group created, and I have 48 people. If I click on this, I can check their name. Done.
Yes, Indra.
Thank you. I got this
Yes,
point.
Sanjay.
Yeah.
Are we clear with departments? Will you be able to explain department if somebody asks you how many departments are there? How can you create those departments? Anusha, you there?
Create.
Sanjay, one question.
Yeah, Sanjay.
Yes,
Sorry.
please.
Keep listening.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Ask me.
yeah, in department I can choose HR or HR
Huh?
manager. So HR manager is a job role, right?
Mhm.
Uh, so so I should be defining HR manager in a very first part. Where will I define that actually?
If you want
So
to
say for
add somebody, then in the first part,
individual
if you
database,
want,
I'm asking. So
sorry,
individual data, I add in individual
uh-huh,
database. So
uh-huh,
then only I can segregate here in the department or job role or anything like that.
mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep,
So
yep,
in HR,
mm-hmm.
like say 50 members are HR manager in that. So I should be defining that particular group as a HR manager. So
Okay,
that will be defined in the very first stage, right? In the employee
yes, of
database.
course,
Is that right?
of course,
My understanding. We need to add
yes, yes,
a individual object to it, and then create a name HR manager.
correct, of course. You have to just say that, let's say I want to add somebody based on their job title. I go to their job code or job title, whatever you know, and you just pick them from here. The executive digital expert. So maybe somebody from HR, that everybody coming from HR professional code or VP HR, HR ops, they will be a member of it. So automatically they'll be a part of it. Okay. Oh, a lot of static groups. Sanat, Arti, Haren, permission row. Did you see the document that I shared with you? No? Please check that after today's class. That will be very helpful. Now we have another two option, but this one you need to remove, exclude or ignore. It has nothing to do with it. You will go to this create new. Click on create new. Okay. You give it a name. That's the one. Description. There are three parts. Of course, first name and description, permission setting, and grant this role to. What is second part? It says what all permission do you want to give somebody. The moment I click on this permission, all these links will appear. This page will pop up and this link will appear. What these links are? Nothing. If you click on it, so permission related to calibration will pop out in the right hand side for goals, performance, everything will come out here. What is that? This is nothing but your field level permissions. Like if I want to work on, let's say, employee data. What is employee data? That is something you can see on your employees information, personal information, like home, attachment, all these. See, city, these are the standard details that you see. Final exit book, everything will be there. This is nothing but your fields which are available. I go to the next one, let's say employee, effective date. Activated. Here you see everything like the very first detail. It says the employee personal information. Under that personal information, you can see personal information action like edit link, first name, business first name, surname, salutation. Where is the personal information? Okay, haven't defined it. That's okay. So all these like salutation, suffix, we need to check why it's not coming from people profile. Actually, we haven't added. Like title, display name, gender, everything will be there. Gender should be a part of it. We have to do it through people profile. How can I do this from people profile? Can somebody tell me? We already did it. Tell me. We did it, right? Isn't it?
MDM.
No, MDF. That's not MDF. That's what I asked. This is for personal
I
information.
personal information.
Personal.
Employment details, and this is something. So I will keep on adding this biographical information. So let's keep first personal information. We need something like this, a bigger one. That's quite irritating sometimes, but you will get it through. Oh, personal information should be somewhere. That means, can you see personal information anywhere? Data.
But in the home page, it was there, na personal information, I guess.
That's the header that we have. That's the header. This one, the personal information.
No, the employee, Steve employee homepage.
Let me see. See, personal information,
See
employee
here, personal
personal.
data.
This is
We need to
personal
change
data.
here. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
So, yeah, see, personal. You can pick. Sometime it takes a little time, but come on. Just go. I might have to. Can somebody see if it's working for you? I mean, it should. Maybe in my system it's not supporting right now. Just checking your data. Check and tell me. Just try to fit it here. Yeah, it's done. Sorry. Now it's done. So it's a little tedious sometimes, but you will get it. So I go and I say this should be called personal detail or personal information. Apply to all language if you want. Saved successfully. Now you go and refresh your data. You have your personal information. Okay. So here you can see everything that is called first name, business first name, surname, salutation, suffix, first name, salutation, suffix, display name, preferred name, business name, whatever. Everything is there. So this is nothing but your field level permission. Yeah. Let's start with the beginning. I go to this employee data. What is employee data? The generic information or the standard information provided by system. It says that do you want to give employee access to view this data field? If you want to only give access to view that field, you will click on this line. If you click on the top, everything will be selected. So don't do it. If you want to give it field by field, I just want to give you access to see address line 1, 2, 3, bench strength, stuff like that. If you want, you can keep on clicking on it. Along with it, if you say no, along with view option, I want to give you access to edit the details as well. Detail with which detail? Let's say I want to give you access to edit citizenship, city, cell phone, not all. So whichever I want to give you access to edit, I will click on this edit part. Yeah. You want to click on everything or want to view and edit everything, you will click on the top. Then you scroll down, you go to background information. Again, same thing. If you want to give view access, click on view or edit. If you give edit option, automatically view will be selected. You're getting me, right? I'm just clicking on it just to show you. Don't get confused. Event reason, stuff like that. Are you clear what I'm trying to say? It is making sense. It is
Yes.
nothing,
Yes, Sanjay.
but these are the fields we have in the system. And I'm telling you that this group will, or this role is only to view this particular field or edit this field. Not only this, you have to go to each and everything. If you, of course, this is because we have other modules inbuilt here. Just to check, you can just go and see that there is no use of it. But if you want to see other things, if you remember, we created our object, so we went to employee view and we gave option to access to see the object that we created called Anu, right? So if you want this group to or role to have access to any one of them, you will click, or if you want to have access to everything, you will click on top. Just like that, you go to effective dated. What is effective dated? This is a question of your certification, that if I want to make changes in my this data from this particular date, where can I go? Directly jump onto the effective dated. Why? Wherever there is a history involved, there is an event reason involved, you always go to effective dated. There is an effective date that is required. Am I making sense? Yes? No?
Yes, yes, yes,
Can you
Sanjay.
come
And
again with
since,
that effective date, Sanjay, please?
see, why we need effective dated? That means there is a history. That's why I need an effective date. I made any changes in your data on 1st of January 2021. Now I'm doing it 1st of October 2021. That means there is an effective date, 1st January, 1st October. I want to change your date manager from 1st of October. That is the effective date your new manager will be live. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes, no?
Right,
And wherever there is a date involved, that means there is a history involved.
right.
So that's wherever there is a history involved, you will always go, a date involved, you will always go to effective date. That's why you can see there are other options as well, like view current data. Current means what is right now on your system. This is my current information. View history. Click on the history. Do you want to see the history of this detail? I can go to history. Edit or insert. Do you want to edit or insert? Like edit. See, I have option to edit. I can go and click something. Correct. I had something which was already there. I can go and change it. Or delete. I have something, I can go and delete it. Maybe any attachment or something. Delete option is also there. So which option, which access do you want to give to who? So you will choose based on that. The personal information, first name. Do you want to give only view access for first name? You can do that. History, correct, or delete. Yes, no?
Right, Sanjay.
Yes.
Just like that, you just click on everything if you want. I mean, that's up to you. I'm not saying you have to. Yeah, you scroll down, see your information, which information do you want to give to who, and that is something you have to define as a consultant. So it's not very easy, which looks like that. You have to see, you should not give access to anybody, irrelevant data to anyone who can see that. Done? Just like that, you keep on clicking on each tab and each information and give option to everything that you want. It's up to you. And what not up to you, actually, your company will tell you who should have access to what group or what people should have access to what. And based on that, you will keep on creating groups and keep on giving these details. Like report permission. Which report do you want to give access to? Analytical permission. Which analytical do you want to give to? User permission. User login. If you want to snatch somebody's access to login, you can do it from here. The entire group will not be able to access it. See, access the latest homepage. That's why we had some changes and you were not able to access it. So just like that, you can keep on clicking wherever you want to give access to. Am I making sense?
Yes, Sanjay.
Just like that, you just go and click on everything that you want. And you said, okay, I'm done with it. And I want to save it. So I'm done with all the data. That's why you can go and see your foundation objects. I hope you remember foundation and any object. Click on done. What was that at the end? Can somebody explain me this? Foundation, what's that? Administration, yeah. Manage foundation object and foundation object type. Let's check that.
Sanjay,
Now
here
we click.
insert is the attachment.
Sorry?
The insert option was there. That means there is a attachment they can insert, is it?
Not attachment, any other information that you want to insert. Like I have my last name updated and I want to insert something else. So it's just like updating, not like that. Are we clear how to manage this? No?
Yes, Sanjay.
Yes, Sanjay.
Now, since we are done with two parts, the last part is left. Who should have access to this role? Here you will use your groups that you have created. Here you will segregate your group. So you said I created a group for HR. Here you will define your group as HR. So add any group because see, as I said, the access cannot be limited to somebody. Maybe I'm creating it for HR, but there are other people, let's say managers group or maybe business unit group, business unit heads group, who should have access to similar data or similar access. So why to create another role? I can come to this and add that group in this role itself, isn't it? And automatically they will have access to this one. Convenient?
Yes.
Let's see how to attach this group. It's not so simple because you can ask me, okay, I don't want to give all the access to everyone. I do want, but there should be some restrictions. Let's see how to do this restriction. I said permission group, grant this role to a permission group. Of course, you choose permission group and select your group, whatever you created. That's what I created. I chose my group. But you said, no, I don't want to give this to this group. I want to give it to somebody, all the managers or matrix manager, HR manager, anybody, home manager, HR manager. What is home and host manager? So you have some global assignment. You're working in India, but tomorrow, let's say you go to Singapore, like Arth is working in Singapore. Let's say, for an example, she was working in India and for some time she is in Singapore. So Singapore is now the host for her, but India is the home, or maybe vice versa, whatever. You go to a global assignment to USA. USA will be your host for some day. So there, if you want to give it access to these people, host HR. So whoever you want to give this access to, if I choose manager, system will ask, do you want to give this access to all managers? I said, no, of course not. Only this manager. So let's say you created a group of manager. You can directly go and select that group. Only managers or people from this group will have access to it because that restricted other managers. You said, okay, do you want to allow their managers to have access to same permission? Let's say people in ABC group have their own manager. Do you want to give them also the same access? You say yes. Till how level? Till how many levels? So you define that level. If you say all, means everybody above these people will have access to the data. I said no. I want to give access to this group that I created. So I have chosen this group. Are we clear with this part? Define whom you want to assign this role.
Sanjay, when you say that levels up to
Mhm,
what level we have to select, levels
mhm.
means it's their manager, manager's manager, like that.
Correct, correct. I'm
Okay.
a part of this group, my manager, my manager's managers, and above that. But after that, it says, do you want to give it to everyone? Then all.
Generally, we do it for all in normal cases, is it?
No, not necessary.
Not necessary.
Generally, you
Okay.
don't do it.
And this role, Sanjay, if I wanted to give it to HR managers as well as the matrix managers, then how I'll
Mhm.
give?
You will go to this matrix manager and define it. You will choose the manager and define it.
No, both.
Both means? No, then in case
Managers.
that you have to define one, you said you want to give it to matrix manager and define that matrix manager. And if you have another group, you have to create the other part, the managers group. One thing you can choose at one time.
Okay, okay.
Then, Sanjay, as per my understanding, like it means like before defining all the job label and the department, everything, we first need to understand what's the company role and authorizations, how they bifurcate the things. Then, according to that, we need to define all jobs and job role, designation, department, right?
Of course, of course. That's what they will tell you, everything. It's not like you are defining their organization. You're going to your
Yeah.
client and your client will tell you that what levels we have, how our organization is working right now. And based on that, you will set up your system.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
who
based
will
on
take
that
this
only,
part?
you as a consultant, you that's your job.
Okay.
So if you remember the very first class, we talked about that the project part wherein we discover everything, then we move to the, you know, you know, and we define who will work on it, then we gather all the information, then start building, testing everything, correct?
Okay.
Sanjay, if we don't want to give the access to the other levels, is there an option
Other levels as it?
to the managers? Their managers, like two, three levels are there, no? If I don't want to give
Yeah.
the access to them, it should be only with the employee, not their
Yeah.
manager.
So
Their
don't
managers
don't choose it. Don't choose it.
don't choose. Okay, okay.
If I say only
Good.
this manager, then choose this group only and don't choose it. Allow their manager. Don't click on it.
But there is one is already there by default
No, but
below.
that's by default. If you click on that, it will not work unless you say, okay, allow this manager have same permission. Then it is asking you. Just don't click on it. It will not allow it. See,
Okay, 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 okay.
unless you click on it. Are we clear with the first part? Define whom you want to grant this. Now, you selected those people who should have access to this, but you haven't selected those people who they can access. You gave me all the access, and I'm from India, and you, of course, don't want that HR from India should have access to people from Singapore or US. That's what happens generally, correct?
Yes,
HR from
yes,
India
Sanjay.
cannot access data from USA. So there we come to this restriction part or target population. Means which population you should be targeting, which population you can see the data for. So if you say everyone, they can of course go and see everyone's detail from your organization. But you say no, I want to target it. Target what? If I go click on this, it will say granted user departments means granted means these people. Their own department, their own division, location, manager, peers, or self only. Self means you can only see your data, or you can see your department's data, division, location. You don't want that. You said, I want to restrict you till one group. So you choose that group. Any group. You said these people should only access data of this group called ABC. So whoever is a member of ABC they will have access only to these people. Nobody else in the entire organization, unless you are a part of this ABC group. Am I making sense? Pin drop silence means confusion.
Sanjay, can we do this in exclude people option also, like the previous?
No, there you are defining those people who will be a part of this group, the decision making group. And that's what you defined here. Whoever is a member of HR test 1 will have access to all these data. But whose data? You okay, let's take another example. I said you are HRBP of India. Okay? Now HRBP of India should have access to everything. You can see my detail, my personal employment, comp, every detail. That's why I told you that you will be a part of this group. Unless you are a part of this group where I define that, okay, all these information you can see, you will not be able to see it. That's why if you remember from permission, I gave you field level permission, that what field you can see in my information. So that's what I defined there, that who will be a part of this group, who can see all these data or do all these transactions. But here what I'm defining, you as a HRBP from India, you can only see my details because I'm from India. Or you can only see detail of this group. Group means whoever is a member of this group. I can be a part of this group, I cannot be. If I am a member of this group, only then you can see my detail, otherwise you won't. You will be able to see other people's details. If I say everyone, you can see everyone's detail. No?
Okay. Yes.
Everyone?
Yes, Sanjay.
A little confusing, Sanjay.
What confusion? Tell me. Unless you tell me, how would I know? Just tell me.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll try to.
The first part I understood. So
Mhm,
the second part, particularly in the HR test,
mhm,
whoever are there,
mhm.
like this ABC is a group that has been created to have that I'm not getting actually.
ABC is just another group like your HR test. Even if you say, let's remove ABC, don't get confused. I
Okay.
take HR test that I created. Even that is also a group.
Yeah.
I said these people from this group can only make changes or see details from this group only. So, if you are a member of this group, you can make changes or see details of your group only. That's it.
Got it. Got it.
So ABC is just another group that you created. Simple.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And for that only, let's say you choose your group only. That means you can go and change your salary anytime.
Right. So this is not
You can,
suggested.
of course, not suggested. Otherwise, I will go and change my salary every month $1. Please.
Right.
I will do that. I will change my manager, maybe.
Right. Right, Sanjay.
Everyone can do that. Manager will not know. I can make you my manager. I can be your manager. We can keep approving our leaves.
Right.
Right. So for that only SAP said, exclude granted users from having the permission to access themselves. Do you want to exclude them so that everybody who's a member of this group, they cannot make changes in their own data? If I want to change my information, I can't do it. For that, you have to, or somebody else has to do it. So that system has a track who changed it. And without permission, you can't do it. Getting me?
Yeah.
That's what we do. Now, the last part comes based on the actions that you have chosen here. So whatever field you have chosen, based on that, last part comes, that is specify the target population for the other object. You have other objects like your address, personal information, dependent. You don't want me to see or change your data all the time, but for a particular period. So I said SAP system configuration all, or you want to restrict that. Do you want this group only to make changes for this system name, system URL, or client? So let's say system name, I say, so equals to, you give it a system name. Now I can, or whoever is a member of this group, they can only go and make changes in the system name, whichever system name you give here. That is further defining your system. Specify the target population only for that data access period set. For how long do you want to give this system access? Do you want to give it for always or restricted? Restricted till, I said, 3. And what is 3? That is in month. So only for 3 months you will have access to it. After that, that will get restricted. You won't be able to make any changes in anyone's address. If I change, restrict your compensation detail for 3 months, after 3 months, you won't be able to change anything in confirmation information. It happens, right? I want to give you this access for a particular time.
Like
No?
for appraisal process or something.
Yes. So we can restrict it for that, just for restriction. Ideally, we always keep it full, or unless we have very specific requirement, and that is something how we define it, and we say done. Based on that, we have everything. I have now my group attached to it, active. Everybody who is a member of this group will have access to it. Done? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, Sanjay. Yes.
Are we clear with permission group and permission role?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes, Sanjay.
Can we create some?
Sanjay, in the live scenarios, this manage
Mhm.
permission group, manage permission role will be created or it will be given by the SAP best practices and we just to do some modification as per our
No,
client requirements in that.
no. See, permission group and everything you have to create all the permission group and roles based on your company's requirement.
Okay.
Aarti, I'm so sorry. It will not take more than 5 minutes. Too late for you, I know, but we wanted to
Yeah,
complete it.
fine.
They have given everything to. Okay, why I'm showing this? Can you do one thing? You have to create one employee in the system through bulk upload. Okay, let's not confuse it. I will show you how to do it. Right now, just create one group and permission role. But how would you check that? Okay, somebody has changed it. Mm, No, somebody has changed it. I think they have added everyone in the group, same group. Okay, but if I ask you how to create a dynamic group and how to attach it to a permission rule, can you do that? Yes, no?
Yes, Sanjay.